Hi, everybody. I am Lois from Fitness Knocking, formerly known as Fitness Coaching LLC. And you are here today in my kitchen, and we are talking to the lovely MaryEllen Zung, and I will introduce her in a moment. But definitely stay tuned and always watch us. We come on Thursdays and we talk about all different great topics that are health related and fitness related. And I'm really excited what's coming up in the next few weeks. So definitely chime in and check what's coming next. So today we're talking about indulging without the bulging. And I know for sure, MaryEllen's ready. I know for sure that everyone is having difficulty right now. They're home, there's food everywhere, you're close to your kitchen, you're close to your refrigerator, you're close to your pantry, and life right now is a little bit crazy. So we're gonna teach you some great exercises of what to do for the kitchen and how to make your exercising in the kitchen match the exercising that you're doing in the gym or in your home gym or in your living room, and make sure that you're getting the most out of your exercise because you're eating well. And you've been following me for a while, you know I'm an exercise expert, and we love giving a little bit of nutrition advice, but we also love deferring to the experts. And I think MaryEllen is one of those people. So without further ado, MaryEllen Zung, thank you so much for joining me today. Just a little bit of background. She is a health coach. She lives right in Boonton. Her office is in Boonton. And she believes that healthy lifestyle change helps her clients achieve their best lives. I mean, gosh, that's so simple, but so perfect and really totally what people need. And if you have any questions, please chime in and let us know as we're going along today. We're gonna give you 4 different desserts, and they're all on the healthy food list. So I'm so excited. So MaryEllen, how are you?
I'm great, Lois. Thanks so much for having me on. This is really fun. I love making.
I'm so glad. Now you have your own show on Facebook, right? What day of the week is that on if anybody wants to follow you?
Oh, great. Yeah. Every Monday at 1 p.m. in the kitchen with MaryEllen on my page on Facebook, Health Coach MaryEllen.
Awesome. So yeah, I put her handle on the bottom, so you can definitely check that out. So we're gonna get started, and we're gonna talk about like the different kinds of dessert that are out there. So, I know that fruit is in reasonable quantity is really healthy for you. And frankly, if it's frozen, it's like ice cream. And we're teaching you today about nice cream, because not only are you going to be nice to your body, but it's going to be, your body's going to know what to do with it. And that's amazing. So I'm really excited about this. So MaryEllen, you want to start us on our first one? Just so you know, we're going to be bouncing back from MaryEllen to mine. So if you're jumping on in the middle of this, no worries. You can go back and watch the whole thing when it's done another time and come back for all our recipes. Okay, you ready?
Okay. So the first one we're going to make is a mango nice cream. And all nice creams start out with frozen bananas. So those are really the part that makes it super creamy, right? So with the bananas, when you see your bananas starting to go brown, you just want to peel them, break them in half or in thirds, and put them in the freezer. So I just took one of my frozen bananas out of the freezer. So this is for the mango. It just calls for 1 frozen banana and 4 cups of mango. So you can get fresh mango and peel them and cube them and freeze them if you want. I just bought a big bag of frozen mango. So we're just going to put 4 cups. First one, second one, third one, fourth one.
I never done ice cream with mango before. This is new to me. I love this.
Super simple, and the secret ingredient is just a touch of ground cardamom. I just love cardamom. It's going to give it like a little spice. You can make tea out of cardamom too. So I'm just going to put like not even like a quarter of a teaspoon, like an eighth of a teaspoon of cardamom in there, and we're just going to blend it up. And while I blend, Lois is going to do the second one, and you'll see how it comes out after this.
Very cool, very cool. So we had a couple of little comments from Mara saying, hi ladies, great discussion. Love the banana and mango, delicious idea. Okay, so I'm gonna go super simple. And MaryEllen, I'm gonna mute you so we don't hear you buzzing. All right, so I use a NutriBullet. I know MaryEllen is using a food processor, but you can use anything. You can use a food processor, you can use a blender, you can use a NutriBullet if you have a Vitamix, whatever works. It's just gonna be, you're just gonna have to make sure that you depend on how much liquid you use. Obviously, if you're using something like a blender or something that's not a high-powered device, you're going to need a little bit more liquid to kind of get it zhuzhing along. But sometimes even with the NutriBullet that I use, while it's blending, will shake it to kind of get the heavier, thicker consistency of ice cream. So I'm going to do a very simple one. It literally is 2 ingredients, and you can add pretty much anything to it. I am not as fancy as MaryEllen and breaking mine into thirds. I just take the whole thing and put them in a plastic bag. Do what works for you. It's really as simple as that. So you put a banana in. The more bananas you have, the more liquid you'll need. If you want to do it just for one banana, and I say a splash. Now, your liquid can be pretty much anything. It can be almond milk. I'm using this one. I forget the name of it. Here it is. Whoops, there you go. If you want to know the one that I use. This one's unsweetened. It doesn't have any other gook in it. It only has a few ingredients. I like this one personally. A friend of mine makes her own. I've done it with half and half. If you want it to be a little bit more sultry and delicious, I've done it with whole fat coconut milk. I've done it with coconut water. It really works with most like milky type things. So I just put a splash, and the consistency, the more you put in, the more it's going to be like a milkshake. The less you put in, the more it's going to be like ice cream. And same thing with the consistency of the banana. So if the banana is really, really frozen, it'll be thicker. If it's kind of mushy room temperature, a little bit like half frozen and half not frozen, you probably might not even need any liquid at all. So kind of just do that. You can also add a little bit of vanilla. That tastes really good in this one. Okay, so this is the plain one. So I'm going to blend while MaryEllen does our next one.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to show you the mango, how it came out. It took a little doing because these mangoes were so frozen. So what I did was I just added a little bit of water, or you could do like an almond milk or another plant-based milk, and just added a little bit of water, watched it, and a little bit more water, and watched it to sort of bring down that frozenness. But it looks unbelievable, and I can't wait to try it. The next one we're gonna make is a cherry Garcia. So with the cherry Garcia, we're gonna put in 4 bananas and a cup of frozen cherries. I'm gonna run to my fridge. I didn't want these to melt, so I kept them in my freezer until they were ready. So they'll probably be just as frozen as the mangoes were. So I'm gonna put in 4 bananas, and this is gonna be super creamy. I don't know if anybody likes Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia, but this is definitely a lower calorie, lower fat, lower sugar. You notice we're not putting any additional sugar in the recipe. And I used my food processor for the mango, but I'm using a high-speed blender for the Cherry Garcia. And you can see that Lois is using her NutriBullet. So whatever you've got on hand as far as a powerful blender, it takes a little bit to handle those frozen chunks of fruit. So again, I bought the frozen cherries. I'm going to add in a cup of the frozen cherries. And to this, I'm add a half a teaspoon of vanilla, which is going to make it so yummy. There's your half a teaspoon. And we're going to blend it up. So let me get my lid here. Might need a little bit of, tiny bit of water in there. Just going to put a tiny bit of water.
Just always be mindful of the liquid. So I want to just show you the kind of the consistency of mine that I just did. It's thick, like a little bit melted ice cream. And I put dark chocolate chips on mine because I am a chocoholic. And I'm going to show you chocolate and ice cream in a second. But just be careful how much liquid you use. That one's risky. The food processor is a great tip. But again, if you don't have a food processor, and you can always take that, what I just did, and throw it in the freezer. And then I would not wait more than like 20 minutes, if that, maybe even 15 minutes, just to get it back to like a more thick consistency. But yeah, that's really great. That was like sorbet.
So good. It's not icy.
I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat mine. So sorry at home, but you'll have to make your own.
Yeah, I mean, it's not icy like sorbet at all. It's creamy because of the banana. Just the one banana. So yeah, I would I'll put all of this back in the freezer, and then you'll have it to scoop out. When I scoop it out from the freezer, I just sit it on the counter for a minute, and it's great. Yeah. So
awesome. I love that one.
Cherry Garcia.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cool. So she's gonna blend, and while she's blending, I will do my chocolate and ice cream. And again, super simple, just a couple of ingredients. Again, I'm gonna start with a banana in the bottom of my blender. I'm gonna use the same one because it's pretty much the same ingredient. And that banana was kind of tiny, so I'm gonna use one more. Now my bananas are kind of melty now, so I'm not gonna even put any liquid in this one, but I wanted to show you like it works regardless, okay? You don't have to go crazy. This particular one, I'm gonna add dark chocolate unsweetened cocoa powder. Now, could you use a sweetened version? Absolutely, absolutely you could. I would just caution you if you're trying to watch your sugar, to be mindful of what kind of ingredients that you're adding. So each ingredient that you're adding into your ice cream, you wanna be nice with the ingredients too, and making sure that if you're adding things like peanut butter, which is really good in this, or I go for the savory side. I think MaryEllen goes more to the fruitier side. I'm more of like I want peanut butter and chocolate. But both sides are great. It's just a matter of what your taste buds like the most. I would like yours though too, I think. So I just take a little bit. I mean, maybe I don't really measure, so excuse me, but it's about a heaping teaspoon, and you put it in the blender. And then I also like a nutty flavor. So you can use actual peanut butter, or you can use almonds or almond butter. I'm using just a couple. I'm using about 10, just a small handful of almonds right in the blender. So good. And then I put a couple of dark chocolate chips and almonds on top, and it's like crunchy, chocolatey, nutty, sweet deliciousness, and like basically having a banana and a handful of nuts. So I'm gonna blend, and I can't wait to see. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the color. All right, I'm gonna mute myself so I can blend. I'll be back.
Okay. So this, I just blended this all up in my Ninja Professional, and that was just the bananas and the black cherries. And I did, because it was so frozen, I did need to add liquid. So again, you could add water, or you could add some almond milk would be good in this. And but the water does the trick. So the other thing to make it Cherry Garcia is the chocolate. So I could do some dark chocolate chips, or I could do some cacao nibs, which are just basic, the basic plants, right? The cacao, which is what chocolate is made from. So this won't have any of the butter fat or the cream or the milk in the cacao nibs. And these are all, they'll be crunchy too. So they're not going to melt in your mouth, but they're going to be crunchy. And so you'll have that Cherry Garcia flavor. So I'm just going to add those in, sprinkle them in. A nice, let's see, that's probably about a quarter of a cup that I put in there. And this is something that I love about ice cream, is that you can really just sort of play around with it. Super easy. You have a basic recipe, but you can add whatever kind of things you want. You could do this with frozen peaches. You could do, you know, it's an endless number of varieties you can do.
This is so chocolatey, and oh my goodness. I left it a little nutty, like the nuts. I left the nuts not quite completely zhuzhed out. But oh my gosh, I think I'm having this for lunch today. It's so good. Actually, although my kids, once they hear that I made it, they're gonna be like stealing my bowl, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I just gave that a couple of little pulses to get that going, give it a little taste. So good.
So good. So good. Okay, so here's mine. Let me see. I like mine a little melty, as you can tell. Again, depending on how much liquid you use, that's going to be a big contributing factor. But I've done this also. I don't know if you've tried this, MaryEllen, but I've done it with mint and watermelon and coconut water, and it tastes like the beach. And if you're, you know, it's a Friday night or Saturday night and it's an indulging day and you want to throw a little vodka in there.
Yeah, and lime juice. Get the lime juice.
Oh, the lime juice. Yes, I put that in for sure. So how is yours? Is it delicious? I'm gonna try mine.
I love the crunch of the cacao nibs.
So good. So good. You have to make this. You have to try MaryEllen's. You got to let us know what you think. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Cheers, love it.
Every time I make it a little bit different. And don't be afraid to try different things. If you don't like it, throw it out. Try something else, you know. Chances are you'll love it and you'll have a fun new dessert to try and check out different things. Wow, this was so great. If you want these recipes, specifically what we did, you can just watch it again. If you want specific measurements, I know MaryEllen was great with measuring. I'm not so great with measuring, and we still came up with pretty good ideas on the same side. So do measuring, don't do measuring, do what works for you. Thank you so much for watching, and definitely tune in again another time. If you want to check out MaryEllen's page, she has recipe sessions like this often every week on Mondays. So definitely chime in for hers on Mondays and come back and see me and let me know what you want to hear about. I'm always interested to see what you as my audience want to hear. So again, thank you for watching. I'm Lois from Fitness Knocking, and we had MaryEllen Zung. Thank you so much for coming on with me today. I really appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Lois.
Thank you so much, and bye guys. Have a great rest of your day. Talk soon.